My name is Anna Collins. I am 22 years old. I live in a small, quiet town with my mother, Margaret Collins. I have soft brown hair and green eyes. People often say I look gentle, but inside, I have always carried big dreams. Since I was a child, I dreamed of a simple life, a life built on love, on kindness, on waking up each day without fear. My mother believed in something else. My father died when I was very young. After that, my mother raised me alone. She worked hard every day. She worried about money every night. Because of that life, she believed money was safety. Money meant protection. Money meant no more pain. That was why she wanted me to marry Daniel Wright. Daniel was a rich businessman in our town. He owned a successful store. People respected him. He was polite, but he was cold and distant. One evening, we sat at the kitchen table. The room was quiet. Only the clock was ticking. Anna, my mother said, you must think about your future. Daniel can give you a life I never had. I looked at her tired face. My heart felt heavy. But I don't love him. Mom, I said softly. She sighed. Love does not pay the bills. You will thank me one day. I said nothing. I did not want to hurt her, but inside, I felt lost. The next morning, I rode my old bicycle to the market. It was a gift from my father. The paint was old. The chain was weak. Suddenly, the chain broke. I stopped on the road, frustrated and tired. Do you need help? A warm voice asked. I turned around. It was Ethan Miller. He had messy brown hair and kind blue eyes. He worked at the local repair shop. Many people knew him because he always helped others. He knelt down and fixed my bicycle in minutes. There you go, he said with a smile. I thanked him. We talked for a while. He told me about his dreams. They were not big, not rich. I want a simple, happy life, he said. I believe hard work is enough. Something in his voice felt warm. After that day, we met often. He showed me a small garden behind his shop. He planted vegetables there with his own hands. We talked about life, about fear, about love. With Ethan, I felt calm. I laughed easily. I felt like myself. But at home, the pressure grew. My mother had already spoken to Daniel's family. A wedding date was set. It is time to stop dreaming, she said one night. This marriage will help us both. I felt trapped. At night, I thought about Ethan. In the morning, I felt guilty. One evening, I told Ethan the truth. I don't want to marry Daniel, I said. My mother will not listen. Ethan was quiet for a long time. You must follow your heart, he said gently. Life is too short to live someone else's dream. I nodded, but tears filled my eyes. The wedding day came too fast. I stood in my room wearing a white dress. My mother fixed my veil. She smiled proudly. This is the best choice for you, she said. You will live in comfort. That night, before we left, my mother sat beside me. She was silent. Then she spoke in a low voice. Before I married your father, she said, I loved another man. He was poor. Her hands trembled. I chose money instead. I thought it was safer, but I was never truly happy. She looked at me with fear in her eyes. I don't want you to suffer like I did, she whispered. But I am afraid for you. For the first time, I understood her heart. The church was full. Daniel stood at the altar, calm, confident. As I walked down the aisle, my legs felt weak. My heart raced. The priest spoke. Do you take? I opened my mouth. I almost said yes. At that moment, the church doors opened. Ethan stood there. His face was pale. His hands were shaking. Later, I learned he almost did not come. He stood outside for many minutes, thinking he was not good enough. Then he stepped forward. Anna, he said, please don't do this. You don't love him. The guests gasped. Before I could speak, Daniel raised his hand. Wait, he said. The church fell silent. I can't continue, Daniel said calmly. She is not happy, and I know it. People whispered in shock. My parents wanted this marriage, he continued, but I love someone else. I always have. My mother stared at him in disbelief. Daniel turned to me. You deserve love, he said, not fear. Then he walked out of the church. I ran to Ethan. I cried into his chest. I held him tightly. Behind us. My mother said nothing. Later, she took my hand. Be brave, she whispered. At first, my mother was very upset about my decision. She spoke little. She felt embarrassed and afraid. But day by day, she watched me with Ethan. She saw my smile in the morning. She saw the peace in my eyes. She saw that I was no longer afraid of life. 1 month later, Ethan and I married in the small garden behind his shop. There was no luxury, no gold, only close friends. As we exchanged our vows, I saw tears in my mother's eyes. She held her hands together and whispered softly to herself, maybe love is worth more than money after all. In that moment, I knew her heart had changed. Daniel also found his own happiness. He married the woman he truly loved. At first, his family was angry, but in time, they accepted his choice. The town talked for weeks about what happened at the church. Some people were shocked, some people judged us, but no one could deny that. In the end, everything worked out for the best. Ethan and I worked hard together. We were not rich, but our life was full of small joys. Every morning, I woke up grateful. Grateful that I listened to my heart. Grateful that I chose love over fear. True happiness does not come from money or expectations. It comes from courage, honesty, and staying true to yourself. If this story made you feel something, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Learn English Level 3 channel. Every story has a lesson, and together, we can learn a little more every day. Thank you for being here, and stay with me, because I will bring another simple but emotional story in the next video. I think you will like it. See you soon.